I am back up in the front yard working on the cleanup project from all the trees that were taken down a few weeks ago. And I've got a couple of these scraggly, snarly little buckthorn trees in here. And the thing with those is I don't like cutting them off because then it always just leaves a little stump and they always end up growing more shoots right out of it. And plus, I want to be driving around in here kind of leveling things out when I'm done. So having those little stumps sticking up sometimes, it's not always friendly on the tractor tires, or at least that's my thought anyway. So I always like to try to push them over and then either dig them up or pull them out. So for the most part, it worked. I did push them over and we were able to pull them out a little bit. I was just using this old trick that my dad taught me down on the farm. When we would go fencing, he would be on the loader and I'd always have a chain and you just wrap it around the pole a couple times and hold it and then lift up with the bucket, pull it right up, go on to the next one, or just wrap it a couple times, hold it. So I don't know if any of you have ever used that little trick of like not necessarily hooking on to something like this tree or a post, but just wrapping the chain around it a few times and holding tension on it and pulling up with the bucket. A few times the loader did, or the tractor did come off the ground a little bit, so Amanda had a little scare. Nothing too crazy though. But I did, for the most part, get these pulled up, pushed out. Got that one back there. I still have this one over here to do. He's kind of close to that stump. But all of this is now starting to get cleaned up pretty good. The one tree that I tipped over on its own, that one I was actually able to push the stump out, which I'm glad I was able to, because I wanted to try to get this one out because we have a plan, or we have an idea for that, to possibly use it in the koi pond. So those scraggly things, got those pushed out, got the stumps cut off, got a couple of the trees pulled out. There's still, I believe, one or two more to go. And then all that brush. But everything is starting to look a lot better up here. I did take a couple more loads of the brush back to my little brush pile in the, well, now not so little anymore, my big brush pile in the wood yard. And the rest of this stuff, I am going to still try to probably get a burning permit and burn it up this weekend. Just because it would be nice to just rake this stuff up into a little pile and be done with it. So yeah, the stumps, got the stumps cut off, most of them. I think I got one buried in that pile, and then one there, and those two over there. So two of those, four stumps left. So still working away at the cleanup, but making some very good progress. This is all that's left, so nothing much there. The other thing is, if I get a nice little brush fire going, I wouldn't mind just putting those things right on there and burning them up as well. If not, I suppose I can use the forks and haul them back to that brush pile. Oh, the other fun thing, I don't know if you can see here, there was wire. Found some of the old fence that ran through here. And there was actually wire going through, or going around this stump and that one. So that was fun. Here's a little bit of it right here. So that was fun trying to avoid that, which I probably didn't because the saw is cutting very poorly. That's why I stopped after that stump and I didn't do any of those. So I probably did end up hitting some of that wire. So the Kioti CK2610, even though it's only 25 horsepower, it was enough to push and pull those little trees out and get most of the job done up here, cleaning things up. I would say I'm about 80% there. Maybe 70, 75% of the way done with this little project. And then it's on to, like I mentioned, the koi pond, that stump. I'm hoping we'll be able to use it. And I've got an update on the koi pond coming up. I'll show you guys. Well, actually, let me just go show you that right now. All right, so here is the progress we have made. We have a little shelf dug out here, another shelf dug out there. And that is how deep we are so far. So you might not be able to tell on camera the different elevations, but we have we've been making some good progress. Digging this all by hand, haven't we? Here's another shot from this side. So if you remember, this is where the old stream used to be, and that's filled in now. So the walkway is going to go on top of that and come right along the edge of the pond here. And we dumped and put a bunch of dirt back there because that's going to be the new stream. Back there where Boss Man is, that's going to be the beginning. So there'll be the start of the waterfall, and there'll be a couple waterfalls, and then one last waterfall going into the pond right there. So there is a little progress check-in and update on the backyard transformation 3.0. The pond is coming together. We got still a little bit. I think we're going to dig out a little bit more, and then we'll be ready for the liner to go in. So projects in the front yard, projects in the backyard, lots of going on around here. But that's going to do it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night on the Back 40 Friday Night live stream at 8 p.m. Central. I'm not quite sure it's going to be warm enough to be outside. Hopefully one of these weeks we can have our very first outdoor live stream of 2025. So tune in. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting